In the previous chapter of Baki Rahen, the fight between Jack Hanma and Pickle started explosively. The narrator tries to explain what just happened, as Pickle launched an unexpected attack before the official start of the match. Jack, reacting quickly, used a towel to block Pickle's bite, resulting in both fighters receiving a warning. Baki watched from the stands while Mitsunari, though familiar with these warriors, was visibly surprised by how fast things escalated. Once the match officially began, Pickle crouched in a low stance, while Jack, adopting a boxing position similar to Baki's, quickly advanced. Jack's left jab caught Pickle off guard, followed by a powerful punch that sent him reeling back. However, Pickle didn't fall, and, with a smile, showed he hadn't been harmed. He seemed to enjoy the challenge. Jack unleashed a barrage of punches, not giving Pickle a chance to retaliate. When Pickle tried to counter the bite, Jack anticipated the move and neutralized it with a strong right punch to his jaw. The crowd was amazed by Jack's speed and technique, while Pickle remained mostly on the receiving end. Despite the powerful attacks, Pickle stayed on his feet, smiling and clearly enjoying the fight. From the stands, Hanayama watched intently as the action unfolded. The chapter ends with Jack and Pickle facing each other, ready for the next exchange of blows. So far, Jack maintains control of the fight, but he hasn't made any risky moves yet. Neither of them has used their teeth so far. This week's chapter kicks off by showing Pickle withstanding each of Jack Hanma's attacks. Contrary to what anyone would expect, instead of showing pain or anger, this warrior seemed to relish every second of the fight. Seeing that defiant and excited expression, Jack wastes no time and launches himself again at Pickle with incredible speed, delivering a quick and precise punch straight at him. The impact echoed throughout the arena with a thunderous sound, and a flash that made it clear Jack had unleashed one of his best punches. The narrator quickly highlights the impressive force of the punch, noting that it was enough to bring down any opponent. However, the fight didn't stop there because Pickle didn't fall. He remained standing. Determined not to give in, Jack throws another punch with his right fist, straight to Pickle's other cheek. The narrator marvels at the speed with which Jack chains these attacks together, which should have caused significant damage. Although Pickle's neck didn't seem affected, the power of the blows was evident. But Jack wasn't finished yet and quickly prepares his next move, a powerful front kick. The cyborg was aiming for a decisive blow that could knock out the caveman. The narrator points out how Jack has perfectly combined attacking Pickle without giving him room to react. The astonished crowd watches intently, waiting to see the outcome of that kick. However, against all expectations, Pickle remains firm, standing, with an expression of excitement on his face. He showed no signs of pain. On the contrary, he seemed to enjoy every moment of the battle. Pickle smiles with great excitement, inviting his opponent to keep fighting, as if he were eager for more. At that moment, Pickle has a flashback of his life in the prehistoric era, a time full of dangers where dinosaurs reigned. Creatures of that time evolved impressive bodies, either by increasing their size or perfecting their abilities to survive in a wild world. Although Pickle wasn't the largest among them, he had managed to stay at the top of the food chain, hunting and defeating beings that surpassed imagination in size and ferocity. Just as Mitsunari had mentioned before, Pickle didn't perceive Jack Hanma as the most dangerous rival he had faced. Despite Jack's imposing size and strength to Pickle, Jack was no more intimidating than his past enemies. With his 243 centimeters in height and 211 kilograms of pure muscle, Jack Hanma didn't come close to the imposing beasts Pickle hunted in the past. Jack was strong and savage, but in Pickle's eyes, he didn't represent a threat comparable to the titanic creatures he had defeated. Jack's body, though an authentic combat machine, was at a disadvantage against the natural weapons of dinosaurs: fierce fangs, sharp claws, and enormous horns designed for hunting and defense. Pickle knew that these creatures were not only lethal in attack, but also possessed defenses like thick hides and bony spikes for protection. For Pickle, Jack was no different from the beasts of antiquity. Although imposing in the current world, Jack, compared to prehistoric monsters, seemed like an easier opponent to defeat. However, this didn't worry Jack. Even though he didn't have the size of prehistoric creatures, his true advantage lay in modern martial arts and his intellect, something dinosaurs had never developed. He was determined to show Pickle that beings of this era could be even more dangerous than those of the past. Mitsunari, Baki, and Hanayama watched attentively. while the audience wondered what Jack's strategy would be to defeat Pickle, since direct attacks didn't seem to work. Jack's response didn't take long. With an incredibly fast movement, almost imperceptible to most, Jack grabbed Pickle by the hair with his right hand. Pickle, surprised, didn't see the attack coming and certainly didn't expect to be lifted that way, as he wasn't accustomed to this type of technique. Taking advantage of his grip, Jack delivered a powerful front knee strike. Without wasting time, he pulled again on Pickle's hair, causing him to spin rapidly, turning his back to Jack. At that moment, Jack caught him by the waist. The cyborg took him from behind and brought him to the ground with a powerful German suplex. The crowd was astonished by Jack's combination of technique and speed. Baki, watching from the stands, paid close attention to each of his brother's moves. Pickle, disoriented, noticed how everything around him seemed to blur. Jack had executed a powerful move. The cyborg had thrown Pickle, who had no opportunity to defend himself against this kind of movement, completely new to him. With a crash, Pickle's head struck the arena floor, surprising not only the audience but also Mitsunari, who watched open-mouthed. Baki, for his part, remained attentive to the fight. For the first time, Pickle lay on the ground, visibly affected. Jack's blow had achieved what seemed impossible, to disorient the caveman. Without wasting time, Jack, showing impressive agility, positioned himself over Pickle, placing his massive body atop the giant's. From the stands, Baki recognized his brother's skill, questioning how Pickle could respond to modern combat techniques. Taking advantage of his position, Jack prepared one of his most powerful punches, striking Pickle's face. It was one of the most devastating blows possible, closing the chapter with a feeling of uncertainty, leaving us wondering if that would be enough to defeat the caveman. Well, once again, we had a great, action-packed chapter featuring Jack Hanma, who once more demonstrates his incredible strength, speed, and ability to adapt to any situation. From the beginning, I liked how Pickle not only withstood Jack's blows, but seemed to enjoy them. You'd expect him to be angry and ready to attack, but interestingly, he looks excited to keep taking a beating. What surprised me the most was the moment when Jack decides to change strategy, showing his ability not only to use brute force but also to apply wrestling and martial arts techniques. The German suplex was a total surprise, and seeing him execute it with such precision and strength makes me think that Jack has truly reached a new level of mastery in martial arts. I say this because lately, he seemed to rely on his bite to attack. What I liked most about the chapter was how Jack handles his frustration at not being able to hurt Pickle at first. Instead of getting desperate, he uses an unconventional technique to surprise his opponent, which shows the character's intelligence and determination. As to what happened in the next chapter, I have a theory that Pickle, after receiving that devastating blow, will start to fight more aggressively. I think Jack has managed to shake Pickle enough for the caveman to stop playing around. If Pickle decides to enter his berserker mode, we could see a much more brutal and uncontrolled fight, where his instinct and primal strength clash against Jack's technique and discipline. So far, Jack has completely dominated the last two chapters. He hasn't even given Pickle a chance to counterattack. However, it's quite curious, almost as if he's trying to weaken him slowly. If that's his strategy, I don't think it's working, as Pickle seems to be in perfect condition, despite all the attacks he's taken. It will be very interesting when we reach the moment where both use their sharp and powerful teeth. That will be the moment we find out who the winner of this fight will be. For now, leave me your predictions. Do you think Jack will defeat Pickle this easily? Or will the caveman make a comeback and show what he's truly capable of? But I don't want to get ahead of myself. Lately, Itagaki always contradicts me and surprises us with a different outcome. I just hope that the climax of the fight isn't interrupted by the manga's constant pauses. And well, friends, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you liked it. I hope you have a nice day or night. See you soon.